Trump appeared to blame soldier who was flying U.S. Army helicopter for tragic air collision. President Donald Trump has bizarre ideas about how helicopters work. He even went so far as to suggest that helicopters can stop very quickly. He seemingly placed the blame over last night's horrific collision between a Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines passenger jet squarely at the feet of the soldier who was flying the helicopter. He's also blamed his predecessors, Democrats, DEI, and air traffic controllers, and I don't know, galloping dandruff, for this tragedy. He speculated that the circumstances leading to the crash may have been, just maybe, the fault of the Black Hawk pilot, according to Raw Story. Make no mistake, this man isn't interested in discovering the crash's actual cause. He's only interested in casting blame, and he's firing off crackpot suggestions like a busted chainsaw. He's not interested in improving air traffic conditions in the DC area, an area where air traffic is heavily congested. No, he's doing what he always does, looking to blame anyone rather than finding solutions that can be useful. Instead, he's saying weird things about helicopters being able to stop all of a sudden, which, for me, brings to mind a plummeting helicopter. But hey, windmills cause cancer. I mean, don't they? So it's no wonder our clueless leader has this to say in a speech from the White House. You had a situation where you had a helicopter that had the ability to stop, Trump said. I have helicopters, you can stop a helicopter very quickly. It had the ability to go up or down, it had the ability to turn, and the turn it made was not the correct turn, obviously, and it did somewhat the opposite of what it was told. So don't know that that would have been the difference because the timing was so tight. It was so little, there was so little time to think. But what you did have is you had vision. The helicopter had vision of the plane because you had vision of it all the way. Perfect vision of it all the way from Kennedy Center, where the tape was taken, and for some reason, there weren't adjustments made. Then Trump did what he always does. Try to justify his baseless speculations by saying his opinions were valid and common sense. Yes, he really said that even though investigators had not had enough time to gather and review the evidence. So all of this is going to be studied, but it just seems to me from a couple of words that I like to use, the words, common sense, Trump told reporters. Some really bad things happened, and some things happened that shouldn't have happened, so you had a helicopter going in an identical direction. You had a helicopter that was at the exact same height as somebody going in essentially the opposite direction. You had a plane that was following a track, which is a track that every other plane followed, and I don't imagine, I know I've heard today that they might have been following the preceding plane, which was pretty close, but not that close, the preceding plane. But you wouldn't have even been able to see that because of the direction that the helicopter was coming in at, so you had a confluence of bad decisions that were made. He never states any sources for his so-called information. He just says whatever comes from the top of his head. That's who we have for president. I am not a huge Kamala Harris fan, but she's intelligent and knows how to lead. She would have been a far better president.